Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Rees, and Merry Christmas to you all. Every single one of you, man, woman, and child. Welcome back to Tekkit. Let's get wild. Today, no bees. We're not doing anything to do with bees. We have one singular focus today, and that is on our friend Baz. We are going to go look at that here in a minute. I didn't notice that. I did notice once again signing in that it took a while, but I wasn't anticipating some sort of new, weird, like modern art installation inside of the world. No, but we're gonna be spreading Christmas cheer to our friend Baz. Baz is normally not in the best of moods. I don't blame him. All he's got is this fishing spot, alright? He just stands out here with a fishing pole all of the time. He does nothing but fish, and he lives in a tent where all he's got is a bed and a lamp, and he's so blue. Everything is blue. He's got a blue house with a blue bed. Blue is the color of all that he wears. Blue are his lamps, and the ocean is too. He's got hair, and it is so blue. So we're going to, I mean, look at this. He's even got, like, Baz's balsa, and it's kind of blue as well. It's more gray. But that's just as bad, honestly. Blue might be outright, like, sad, but gray definitely implies a lacking bit of joy. And then also, we're gonna help Baz in another way, because I just noticed there are, like, a ton of chickens out here, and nobody wants that in their lives. Nobody wants a bunch of chickens hanging around. Because that can only mean one thing, which is that Mother Clucker has his eye on you, I assume. I don't know if all chickens are affiliated with Mother Clucker. It's just sort of an assumption that I have. My gosh, there's so many of them as well. Why are there so many chickens? Is this a regular vanilla Minecraft thing? That there are just a ton of chickens everywhere all of the time? This is insane. Do they breed naturally in the wild? I know how to breed chickens. You know, even in real life, it's pretty much the same thing. You just give them some seeds and then you stand back. There weren't this many when we started this game, surely. They've got to be, like, getting their own seeds out here is what's happening. There's so many! This is irrational, the amount of chickens. Do you reckon these are some excess that escaped from the killing machine in the basement that I want to throw out there, have not turned off, okay? It's the one thing that Brashiat did that I can look at and say, I agree with this decision, absolutely. Although I guess you could argue it is bringing more chickens into the world, which is a bad thing, because they are inherently just evil. Look, there's two more here. They're just springing up faster than I can kill them. They're like rabbits. They're like the emus in Australia. The Australians fought a war with the emus. I understand that it wasn't an actual literal war, but it's much more fun to think about it in that context, right? Like, I like to imagine all of the emus gathered in one particular place, and they elected a general, and they started, like, building up a hierarchy, and they had a strategy for invading, I don't know, like New South Wales or something like that. Are there emus in New South Wales? I don't know where the emus are in Australia. They could be in any one of the states. They couldn't be in all of the states. I have no idea. Are there emus in Tasmania? Seems unlikely. They might be, though. I don't know. Are there any in Queensland? Possibly. Who can say? I guess if you're Australian, let me know. I cannot believe that this is the start of this video. I started this video declaring that there would be no bees, okay, and the intention was immediately to get to the nonsense with Baz, and this is what we've been doing instead. But I feel like this is a public service. Again, unless Baz is like, dude, I love chickens so much. Those chickens were my friends. I spent hours out there plucking grass and collecting seeds so that I could feed and breed the chickens. That's enough. I think that that's enough chickens for now. If there's more chickens out here, and they somehow managed to avoid me, I mean, look at this. We've got 42 chickens, confirmed. 42 chickens. We got some feathers and grass and eggs. Should we look at this? There are more. We're not going to worry about it. We're not going to worry about it right now. Should we have a look at what's going on here? Because it looks like they might have finished the building. I am impressed! I am very, very impressed, Napier. This actually looks good. You've done a good job blending, like I don't know, modern and classic architecture, and it's interesting. It's odd. It's odd looking is what it is, but I like it. Yeah, absolutely. No, it is good. What do you do next? Are you going to go finish the orphanage, or what are your plans? We'll be dividing labor between the docks and the Senate chambers. Senate chamber. We're going to have Senate chambers? Why are we, what are Senate chambers for? For the Republic. Sure. Why not? Sure. Look at this. This is amazing. Tower of the Eye. Oh, good. They've taken my pricing scheme. I don't have any currency. We have to figure out how to earn it. If you figured out how to earn currency, let me know down below. But, yeah, we got departures in a row. This is absolutely incredible. I don't know what mod this is. I don't know who designed this, but they did a bang-up job, because this is great. Howdy Folks Industries! Welcome to Howdy Folks Railway! That is wonderful! Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Look at this little fella. Fort Pork, what's up? Hello, sir, and or madam. Bless him. Bless him. He's such a little tyke. Look how small he is. Okay, well, look, we have to take a ride on this thing. What is burning? What is on fire? Oh! Oh, good, it has fire in it. Okay, well, look, we're absolutely going to take a ride on this real quick. And then we're going to go deal with the other thing that I said we were going to go do today, okay? We've got to go take a cart ride first. Let's see, departures. Here we go. Is this going to be okay? No, I think you actually have to be all the way back is the issue. Hello? Give me this thing. What do I need to do? I think you actually have to, like, be all the way back here. There we go. Okay. It's a little bit broken. Oh, yeah, it doesn't like corners. It's underground. I had not thought about that. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. So instead of going over land, which I guess might have been more complicated, did I just catch on fire for a second? Because you'd either need to clear out swaths of land and level the terrain, or else adjust the track to go up and down with the terrain. It looks like instead they took the route of just a tunnel. Underground, subway style. I like this. This is actually fantastic. I'm worried about these corners, but apparently we're okay and we're not on fire for long. And then I still don't know where that one's going or what its function is, but we've arrived. Well, that is fantastic. That is just absolutely wonderful. So everyone's hooked up now except for the dwarves. And I still don't know if they're gonna be hooked up. I know we talked about building a sort of bridge, I think maybe along in here somewhere, because this is like the shortest point here in the river. Just building a bridge across and having them walk over. But I don't know, now I feel kind of bad. Also, it took a really long time for that fire sound effect to fade out. Did you notice that? That was annoying. I suppose it'd be very easy to build just a dwarven train coming out of there and then dropping people off. I don't know where they would want them dropped off, though, is the issue. We might need to speak to Ferny about that later. Or we just wait. And the game might do it for us. I like that. I like all I had to do was, like, get things started with that bridge and then just be patient. That's great. I don't even have to be logged in for these things to happen. That's wonderful. Ferny! Hey, Ferny! Hello, Rees Crafts. How are you today? I'm doing great, Ferny. I'm doing fantastic. Listen, I'm going to do something special for Baz, okay? Because Baz seems to be in a little bit of a mood, and every time I talk to him, he just says vulgarities at me, and he doesn't seem to be very happy. And I was wondering if that would be okay, if that's something you'd be willing to approve. Of course, he could use some holiday spirit. That's what I'm talking about, Ferny. That's what we're talking about. Okay, well, what I was thinking about doing is he lives in a tent, and it's very blue. And I don't want to get rid of his blue aesthetic, but I would like to build him maybe like a little hut, like a little fishing hut next to his pond, and then maybe deck it out with some different fishing accoutrement. Would that be okay? I think that is a lovely idea. Ferny, man, we are synced up on this. This is fantastic. Okay, final question for you. Would you be willing to distract him for me while I do all of this? Because I think if I go over there and I start building everything we've just talked about, he's going to be very upset with me and probably try to, well, I don't know what he can do. He doesn't appear to be armed. He does have a fishing rod, though, so he might try to, like, I don't know, rod me or something, or like, try to get the hook on me and then reel me in, and I don't know. Would you mind distracting him for a bit? Can do. Give me a few minutes, then take all of the time you need. Good, okay. You go work your magic, get him distracted, take him somewhere. I'm gonna go figure out exactly what it is we're going to do. Because obviously we're gonna build him a house. Like a proper house. And then I don't know what else we're gonna do. What else could a dwarf possibly want? I was gonna say let's build him a pickaxe, but he's definitely a fisher. So, fish, right? What have we got here? We got fishing rod. Okay, we could make him... Okay, fishing rods break over time, they degrade. We can make him something that generates infinite fishing rods. Now, my issue with that, there's always a potential if we get this power outside of us, you know, it might crash the economy because people can just infinitely generate fishing rods or whatever. which is not a problem so long as I control it. I don't know what this is. A crayfish? Interesting. Is that like Mr. Crayfish's furniture mod? That's him. That's the guy that made the mod. Alright. A resources fisher. What does this do? Base area 3x1. Industrial foregoing. Wait, what do you do? What is a resources fisher? Hold on, we're looking this up now. Resources fisher. Let's have a look here. Is a machine added by industrial foregoing. It is used to automatically generate items from the fishing loot table. Oh, it is used to automatically blah, blah, blah. The work area must contain only water source blocks. Oh, hold on, okay. The working area of the resource fisher is 3x1x3, directly below the machine. The work area must contain only water source blocks for the resource fisher to generate loot. Each operation consumes 5,000 RF per tick from the work energy buffer. This buffer refills at 80 RF per tick, allowing for one operation. I don't know why I'm reading all of these extraneous details. Okay, well, what we could do is maybe get him a machine that generates infinite fishing rods, because I don't know if he's fishing. I forgot we're wearing the spectacles. I don't know if he's fishing to survive. You know what I mean? Like, he could be fishing to feed himself and his fellow dwarf kin. They also have a farm going, so maybe it's like a community effort sort of thing, like the whole family's pitching in here. Or maybe he just fishes to relax, so I don't want to give him a fishing machine and then take that joy away from him. Although, if it is about feeding the family, if we give him a machine that fishes, maybe that'll take the stress off of fishing. If he has to fish to feed the family, that takes the fun out of it, right? It's like a stressful thing you're doing. But if he's like, oh, we've got infinite fish in the hut, if I go out now and I bait my line and cast it, it'll just be to relax and enjoy the sounds of nature. I mean, you can hear them from inside the house here. I like that idea. Okay, that's what we'll do. We're going to go ahead and build a resource fisher, machine to generate infinite fishing rods, get rid of all of these, because we no longer need them. And then also, we do still have the spectacles on. I know I said no bees, and I'm not going to go do bees. I am going to go outside and see if I can see apple oak. I wanted to see if we would be able to see. So these leaves are different. That leaf is different from this leaf. Is that what these spectacles do? If I take these off, do these look the same? These look the same. I don't think these do anything. Where to see pollinated leaves and errors on multi-block? Yeah, look, I'm not seeing pollinated leaves at all, which means that there could, there's a possibility there's just no pollinated leaves. It's not that the glasses don't work, but we could see them before. Hold on, look, there's some right there, okay? There's some pollinated leaves. Now watch this. Oh! Well, alrighty then. It turns out, folks, that yes, indeed, after a long time questioning this nonsense, we can in fact confirm that they do something. Let's see what we've gotten from this endeavor. We've got two different types of leaves, in fact. We got an acacia sapling and a mundane lark. I don't think either of these is a mundane lark. Weren't we going for a mundane lark as well? Wasn't that something we were sort of pursuing? I can't remember now. We're not doing bees, though. No bees. Hold on. What have we here? It says just jungle leaves, but it's decidedly different from the others. So come here, you. Maybe the reason we could see the leaves without the spectacles is because of the resource pack. The resource pack changes them, the color of all the leaves, but then maybe not if they're pollinated. Maybe we've been hacking the game this whole time, and you're supposed to have the spectacles. But also, what did we get out of that? Hold on. So we've got a copper beech sapling, acacia sapling, jungle sapling, mundane lark sapling. So we do have some weirdo trees and leaves here. Look, there's another one right there. Ooh, what are you? A white... What was the point of that leaf even being pollinated, then? If it's just gonna produce, the type of tree that it in fact is. What is the point? Silly game. Silly, silly game. It is good to see, though, that something happened. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna reseed the bees, but I'm not gonna put it in the video. See? No bees. We completely skipped past that. Isn't that delightful? Isn't that such a fun change of pace? So we are going to use the scanner, though, because we want to find out about all of these. Or actually, couldn't we just theoretically drop them all inside of the analyzer and call it a day? Like, it analyzes these too, right? Yeah, it absolutely does. And we've got plenty of honey to spare, so we'll just kind of let that happen passively. And then we'll go check and see whether or not the dwarves have headed out yet. Let's see... It looks like Ferny's gone. Yeah. And Baz is gone too. Good. Should we start with the house? He's got some balsa wood. I don't know how to go about getting balsa wood. I think it might have an EMC value, so we could just pick it up and make more of it. But that feels like cheating, you know what I mean? Balsa. You get balsa from teak and acacia, so we just need to get teak, which is dark oak and jungle. I don't know if we can cheese that, though, is the only issue, right? And I think it might take a really long time to just happen upon teak, although I really would like to. I'm not going to deny it. It would be fantastic if we could. I don't want to copy that log down there. That feels like cheating. If I didn't, like, actually genuinely crossbreed those, it's cheating, and I don't want to be any part of that. But what have we got here? White willow. Oh, hold on. Okay. Faster. Average. Fast. Faster. So these two are fast growing, I suppose is what that means. Speed, average height, small, the Y. I don't know what that could possibly mean. Cocoa it produces. So these are just like souped up trees, but not necessarily special trees. None of these are teak. So in order to get teak, hold on, or none of these are balsa, I should say, which requires that we have acacia and teak is dark oak and jungle. Okay. So, do we have anywhere where dark oak and jungle trees happen to be close to one another? What a question! What a funny question! Do we reckon that that's part of this tree, or do we reckon that that's some sort of a... I think that's part of this tree that maybe was cut out, so this could have sunlight? I don't know, though. Hold on, if we take the glasses off, does it change and look any different? It kind of looks like it might just be the way the tree grew a bit funny. But we don't know, so we'll go ahead and break it and see what happens. And at least then in the future, we won't be confused about whatever that was. Okay, so I guess what we would be looking for is some kind of, like, growth or alteration on one of these two trees. And quite simply put, we aren't getting it. We're not getting anything different here. Which is unfortunate, because I don't know where else we'd have dark oak and jungle right next to one another. Unless maybe that's what this is. What are you? Your spruce and your oak? No, so not at all the same thing. Not even remotely relatable. Well, maybe if we cut down some of these other trees, like it'll force the bees to cross-pollinate these two? Or maybe we just introduce more bees. Or maybe we just give up on getting balsa wood for now. Because it's incredibly unlikely that we're going to get that anytime soon. Also, that's just a regular old... Okay. So looking at these again, a 1 by 1, a 1 by 1, a 1 by 1, a 1 by 1. So we don't have any additional ones for this weirdo trees here. What are you again? We never did actually figure out what your story was, did we? We should probably go ahead and scan this one too, because it's just been sitting here doing nothing. I'm assuming it's going to end up being some kind of weirdo 2 by 2. There we go. So we got to have at least... Now, 2 by 2, I guess 4 total is obviously what that means, but I'm trying to figure out, like, if we did 2 catty corner, do you think we could trick the game? It seems unlikely, but, yeah, alright. Do we care about getting a white oak willow? Is that any different than what you are? That's what you are. White willow, well... White willow, yeah, no, it's the same thing. That's also a white willow. We already have one. Mundane lark is new, I think. I don't recall having a mundane lark. Although it kind of sounds like something you would do in a park with some friends in the summertime. So let's get some bone meal. No bees, though. No matter what happens, we're not doing bees today. We're focusing on trees and Baz. Baz is the only bee we're dealing with. Mundane lark is a beautiful tree. I like this tree. What color do you think the, Oh, okay, hold on. Well, first things first, we want to repair this tree. So we're going to get some more, and we're going to actually put its original piece back in here. It's kind of pink. And it produces kind of pink planks. Okay. Now, for some reason, I don't know if these sort of salmon pink, you know, planks are really going to do it for Baz. I don't think that's quite up his alley, unfortunately. So that's not going to do it for us, I don't think. What does white willow wood look like? Again, oh, is it kind of yellow? Are the planks kind of yellow as well? Apparently we've done this once before, so this isn't going to give us anything new we haven't seen. Ugh. You know what? My grandparents, may they both rest in peace, love you, Mama, Papa. See you again someday. You know what? This reminds me of some floor they had in one of their bathrooms that was always hideous, and I never liked it. We're getting rid of it. It was never good flooring. We're gonna go and dispose of that. Yeah, I don't think any of these are gonna do it for us here. What about red spruce? Does red spruce look any different? Oh, it's just spruce wood. Why are the leaves red spruce? I don't get that. What is that all about? How does that work? Hold on. If I get out the... This has nothing to do with the episode as planned. We were going to be doing a thing for Baz. Good buddy Baz. Let's see if we can get a sapling out of this. Is it just a regular... Okay, red spruce sapling, sure. But I don't understand. How can it be a different thing if it's just spruce wood, right? I feel cheated. Yeah, it's just spruce wood. I feel completely dismayed. You know what we could do? Is there is 4 logs here. We don't have to condense them. We can just use them. We can just use exactly what we've got here. And, you know, as long as we... I mean, it does say they're his logs and don't touch and all of that. But if we use these exact logs here... That'll be alright. It's not cheating, because... We're not putting them inside of here. We're not doing that. What do the planks look like, by the way? No, they would be perfect, wouldn't they? Alright, well, we'll figure something out. He also likes blue, which, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take down this as well. No offense to the guy, it's a lovely tent. I'm sure he probably invested quite a bit of time in its construction. But, yeah, it's coming down. We can also reuse all of this wool here. I almost just use the mercurial eye to turn it all into dirt, and boy am I glad I didn't, because I don't actually know what makes this pattern. Oh, it's chisel. We can make more of that if we need to. But I'm thinking if we use as much of his tent as possible in his new house, it might help him, like, adjust to it better, and also if he's really mad at us, it might make him less mad at us if we're like, hey, no, but technically you're still living inside of your tents, as we ripped it to shreds and used the individual pieces to construct something I liked better. And you know what? You can't really be mad about the wood because we took it to use... We're gonna get rid of this sign. For your house, and also we'll make him some more. Alright, we died maybe no time soon, but we'll try to make him some more. Should we put it up here on this hill? I feel like this is sort of like his fishing spot, right? And... what we want to do is we don't want to sort of pervert that at all. We want to leave this pristine, clean, and... oh my good gosh, where did these come from? What, is this some kind of a joke? Is someone playing a prank on me? What is going on around here? Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do can end this horrific nightmare. So many of them. Right, we'll put it up on this hill. What direction should we have it facing? I know we had the opening facing that way, but I think that's just more so about the tent being there and him wanting to face the water. So if we build it up here, do we face the door towards the inside of the island? Oh, you know what? We can do both. We can do both. We can have sort of a front here, looking out that direction at my house, with maybe a porch or like a raised deck situation, and then he can have a side door over here that goes down to maybe a dock. Alright, yeah, okay, let's do that. How do we end up in a world where we don't have dark oak planks condensed? Because I'm thinking we might go ahead and... it's so opposed to the balsa wood, though. You know what I mean? Should we just go with stone? Where we don't use wood? Should we just go with, like, stone bricks of some kind? Or some sort or some variety? Cracked stone might seem insulting, and mossy stone also seems a little bit insulting. We can go with those, though, and then, I don't know, what about a wall? Do we have any walls? We do have... hold on, can't you turn this into a wall? Isn't that a thing? Am I making a dumb statement? I've played Minecraft. Cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, framed, reinforced. I'm pretty sure it's probably one of these down here. You got an andesite one, you got a stone one... there's got to be a stone brick wall. It's from quark, but it counts. You know, it does technically count. Okay, so hear me out. I've already started placing... I don't know what I'm doing. I kind of have a vision in my mind, but it required wood to really lock it in. Everything else on this island is built out of andesite, right? That seems to be their thing. So maybe I ought not come in here and start placing down stone bricks when we could be using polished andesite, which definitely seems to be their preferred stone material. What type of wood do I have? What type of planks do I have that might in some way complement balsa wood? Alright, what do I have? This is it. This is my entire suite of options here. Not bad. Not bad, but no. No, no. Lime wood. Birch? I hate it. Light gray stained planks. I'm sorry? Oh, wait a minute here, folks. I think we've just found our cheese. I think we've just found our cheese. It even matches the balsa wood. Grab me a stack of that and then get me some light, because we have light gray, because we've had to dye things before as part of this series. And by we, it was a Brashiat Cub situation. The longer I play, the more connected to the world I feel. It's kind of that fun thing of like, you know, when you get secondhand nostalgia when you've played through maybe a game you've never played through before, but you've seen it a bunch on YouTube, or you kind of just know the sort of mythos around it. I experienced it the first time I played through something like Kingdom Hearts, or the first time I played through the Legend of Zelda games, or particularly Final Fantasy VII. I played that for the first time in like 2017, 2018, I want to say, and that was the first time I'd ever played it, but because I know a lot about gaming culture and whatnot, I knew a lot of the sort of memes connected to it, so as I played through, I started to experience what I have dubbed, like I'm the only person to ever use the phrase, I call it secondhand nostalgia. I'm sure I'm not the first person to ever use that term, and I don't know if other people who have used it use it in the same way that I do, but when I say it, what I mean to suggest is that feeling of, you know, when you play something or you watch something nostalgic and you're sort of teleported back to that time, having never experienced that before, you still kind of experience it a little bit because you've heard so much about the property and you know the memes, right? The first time I ever heard, "Hey, listen," you know, I was like, oh, that. I know what that is. I know the memes. I know what's going on here. Get that out of there. What I want to know is there no way to make fence out of this? I bet there is. And I'll tell you what it involves. How do you clear this stupid thing out? Give me all of this stuff, please. It's probably just using the reinforced frames. Yeah, so I experienced that with, you know, Final Fantasy VII. As soon as because a lot of YouTubers, a lot of gaming YouTubers will use game soundtracks as music in their videos. So, like, I remember listening to the for the first time and going, oh! You know what I mean? It's just like that experience of like, I recognize, I know this. The vibe is set. I'm ready. I'm anticipating. Great game, by the way, Final Fantasy VII. Rebirth is my most anticipated, and currently, actually, my only anticipated game of next year. I genuinely, I don't know what else is or might be coming out. There's probably some things that I am excited for, and there's probably some things I'm going to play. But as of right now, it should tell you everything you need to know that I don't know what else is coming out. You know what I mean? Like, I have no idea, and I don't care. There's nothing I'm excited for because I just don't know what else is coming out. So, this is going to be the elevated deck out front. And we actually need to kind of lay down the foundations of the house first, I suppose. And I did say I was going to put them on top of here. So let's grab and we only got 28 balsa wood to work with here, so we're going to use our balsa wood, and we're going to lay down the corners, probably do one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we're going to 7 because I could do division in my head, and also I counted how long the logs were laying over there, and they were all the same length, so there we go. So there's the corners. It's not going to be a huge house, mind you, but I don't think it needs to be an upgrade from the literal tent he's been living in for over a year now, I think, since they've turned up. Maybe. I could have my timeline wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Okay. So that's going to be the general sort of porch design, I think, with posts out in front of it. And we're going to have to trim away some of the sand, so there's a reason for there to be posts there. Yeah, that looks alright. That looks okay. Something else I thought about doing was adding stairs around the outside of it. That would give it a little bit more kind of a room. but I don't know if we're going to actually end up doing... Oh, you know what? We do have the reinforced framed slants. That might be an even more interesting approach here. Hold on just a second. Oh, hold on. But at the corners, we're going to need some corner pieces. I think they make specific corner pieces as well. Although I'm pretty sure we've made them before. I can't remember. They're called wedges, maybe? Is it... What is it called? Is it not a wedge? Is it an edge? Is it a... at block factory sort of a situation? Did I not spell it correctly? How did I misspell? It's not block factory. It's block craftery. Of course it is, and it's called a corner. No, it's not. It's called... You know what? What if we just type in the word frame and see what we get? Did we not build these ever? I guess we didn't. I guess we never built the corners. All right. Well, there we go. They're not difficult. Oh, you just need the actual slants as well. And I think we can do these inside of a regular crafting grid. So that'll give us the inner ones, and then the outer ones were different. What were they? You just take one by itself and you get the outer corners. Good. Alright, so teach that to the system and teach that to the system. I think these are the ones we need, though. And I believe we only need 2 of them, so let's see. This is an inner corner. Yeah, there we are. It's quite angular is my only issue with it, and I don't know if that really fits the Baz's aesthetic. But at the same time, we've already done it, and if he doesn't like us, he'll let us know. It doesn't have that sort of a classic feel, you know? I feel like this needs to look like ye old granddad's shack on Galveston Island, you know? This is where the family goes, and this is just a little too modern and too angular. But now that I look at the place with this kind of color plankage, I don't think we're going to get anything other than modern and angular. So we're going to charge forward, and if it's all a mistake, we'll know in the end. So I've got the general design of the place, I think, done the way I want. You can kind of see it from here if you squint. But something I wanted to try was making blue stained glass, because I feel like that is probably going to increase the amount of Baz vibes, right? That's kind of all I really know about them, those dwarves, is that some of them are color-coded. I just want to make sure that what we're doing fits with the color scheme here, so we can make different types of blue stained glass as well. I think we're just using regular old vanilla Minecraft stuff in here, and we'll probably just continue to do that out here, and I see no reason to go with the panes. I mean, of course, that would look better. Did I not bring it out here with me? It would look better, but it would require that I make glass panes, right? And that sounds like a hassle. No, but it would look better, wouldn't it? Yeah, okay. Okay, so the house itself is basically finished, but I'm having a problem with the reinforced framed doors. There's no windows or slats or any way to see out of them. And I don't know if we ever figured out a way to alter that, but I did notice that the regular framed door, at least here, has a hole in it. So we need to make some framed blocks out of sticks. And we've never actually made regular framed blocks, I don't think, because we've never really had a need to. Everything we've done in the past, we've just used the reinforced blocks for, because the reinforced blocks are arguably better. I guess we did have some, because it didn't say that it learned a new recipe there. But this will be new. We've definitely never had these before. And yeah, it doesn't look like framed blocks are actually new. You're a regular door. We probably needed to make framed block to make the reinforced ones. But we've always just used the reinforced ones because I'm pretty sure they're both fireproof as well as explosion resistant. This looks like it's going to basically be the same thing, though. Did we ever figure out a way to address that? I know it's something that we might have mentioned or brought up at some point. Do you hit it with like a stick or something? I can't remember. I'm almost sure this came up at some point. And I said you could like redesign them in some way. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different mod in a different series entirely? I mean, one thing I could do, I guess, is just replace that with a little bit of glass. It might end up looking really, really silly. It doesn't look like a door! Nothing about it looks like a door! No, that's not gonna work. We're gonna have to go with something else, and I guess we'll just have to go with... I mean, what are my other door options right now? What are you? Actually, the framed doors themselves don't look all... Oh, no, yeah, they do. If they looked like they look right now in my hand, I think they might be perfect. I think the color contrast would be fine. But regrettably, they do not. And so we'll have to figure something out. Oh, yeah, I used the blue wool on the floor here. This is what the inside looks like, in case you were curious. I thought we would do a bedroom here. And clearly, I didn't finish one of those windows. I got distracted possibly with something else. There we go. I actually didn't finish either of them now that I'm looking at it, so... There you have it. And I'm not going to put any windows on the backside just yet. But, right, doors. We want to look at doors that we already have available to us. Get rid of that random piece of gravel. I did use gravel to connect the road. Excuse me. I used gravel to connect up the road. And then it was supposed to look like an old-timey fishing cabin, and now it just looks like some sort of weird... modern thing. Hopefully Baz likes it. I don't know. We'll see. Spruce doors are green, and that's a bold choice. They won't be green forever, though. They'll eventually go back to being dark brown, I guess, after the holidays are over. Which means that might be a choice, right? Like, hear me out. We have the doors here like that. Perfect. And then they'll be brown, and that'll be sort of its own interesting... difference. I think I like that. I think we'll do that. We'll just have green ones for now. Can you not put a door on... Really? That's silly. That's just silly. But alright, whatever. There we go. That's gonna be the case. We might as well... Oh, you know what? We'll pull those out, too. No need to leave them underneath there. There we are. So, living room. We need lights. What is he using here? What are these? Blue inverted light... hold on. Hold on. Hold on! Inverted light blue lanterns. So it looks like the light blue Illumar was the only thing that I didn't already have to hand. I don't know why we built circuit plates. I'm sure there was a reason that Brashad Cub could remind me of, or any of you, I suppose, actually in the comments. But the Illumar, it's just glowstone and light blue dye, so that was super straightforward. I don't know what we ran out of, but 15 is probably enough. I don't know how much lighting you really need in this joint. Maybe we should hang a couple outside. They kind of look like they could be... Oh, you can't affix them to that? Really? Okay. Well, where can I put them? I can put them up there like that. Alright, there is one right there, but whatever. And we could put them inside. Maybe one right there, and maybe one right there. That ought to do it, right? Maybe we'll put a couple on the ceilings if we can. So at least, you know, when you look up, you don't have a infinitely black void of a roof, because that's unnerving and a little bit unsettling. You know what? I think we could do more in this space if we offset this door. Some of you might be upset by this, but this is something I've been trying to do more of in Minecraft. I've been trying to build things in a less... because I'm really bad about making things symmetrical. That's why the roof is like this. That's why I built the house like this. Because I almost made the porch wrap around and go around to the other side. And now that I am visualizing that in my mind, it's driving me crazy that that isn't what it's doing. But we're not going to change it. It's going to be a weird, off-kilter, modern design sort of situation, and we're going to live with it. Speaking of, here's his bed. I don't know if that's where he'll want it. I have no idea. He didn't really have any other possessions. Let's leave him something nice in here. Let's leave him like a chest. Let's leave him a, what have we got that's really good? We'll leave him a big old obsidian chest to store all of his wares, and we'll also leave him an armor stand. That could be fun. You know, I don't know if he has armor, but in case he ever gets it, that'll be creepy. If you're, like, sleeping in bed and you're facing that way and you open it up and it's gonna look like someone's standing there. But he'll get used to it, that's fine. And then I don't know, I kind of want to leave it to him to decorate, because he'll know better than we do what he wants. But I think this will be like a nice living room sort of situation. Maybe he can get himself a TV and a couch, a little fridge and a stove and all that. It's better than a tent. And now it's time to actually build the stuff we said we'd build them. Resource fisher. That's not going to be hard. I thought that I had plenty of machine casings. I thought we'd made a bunch of them at one point, and it's possible that we did. And I just don't know where they are. And also, I think we've got everything we need in here to make a stack of them. So that's good. That's plenty of machine casings. I think we're only going to build one of these. I can't imagine needing more than that, but we'll see. And then plastic is something I know we have automated, at least in a fashion. I don't know if it's actually full-on automated, and I know that it's messy, because it's a Gen 1 automator running over here. So, how are we doing? I think this is running indefinitely, isn't it? We have this configured such that it just never stops. Hold on. Dry rubber, where you're going here? Plastic, right? Why are you not exporting? Are you not set up correctly? Export upgrade. Want you to go that direction. Is that north? It could be. No, 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 no. Go north. No, 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 no. Go north. Okay. And then we want to toss that back in there. It's not going to go? Why is it not going to go? The machine's going again. What is going on here? Why are you not functioning properly? Is that the north? Hold on. No. No, that's the north. I should know that. I've opened up the map so many times. Okay, Goober. There you go. Go south. Alright. Export to the south. Come on now. Did you just... was the update enough to make you decide you didn't like... Is that what happened? Because that's happened around here recently. Some things just don't like the black hole unit. We've got plastic. We got plastic. Once again, pretty straightforward, although I am now trying to figure out how exactly we're going to go about powering this thing. So it needs to be placed over the water. Baz kind of seems like the type of individual who, if he sees this over his favorite fishing spot, he's not going to be pleased. So I say we install it kind of more out here, maybe, in this little 3x3 grid. Kind of off to one side. And then I think if we want to center it in the 3x3 grid, kind of like that. I imagine that that's how this works. I don't actually know. But we'll set it up there like so. And if we right-click on it, it should show us that it needs power. Which, yeah, that makes sense. How are we going to power this thing? Do you reckon we could use a... You know what we have? We have a ton of solar panels that we just manufacture automatically even. So we can just grab one of those, and then maybe a power converter of some variety, and that might work for us. By the way, I'm still curious, how are we doing with all of this? What were we waiting on? I think we were waiting for these to tap out. So these are doing pretty well. That's good. And how about you? You're doing pretty well, and that's good. I think the slowdown has been here with these. Yeah, they are still not coming along because they need iridium, which is waiting for UU matter, and there's just not enough of it because it has to do everything else that needs UU matter before it can start sending UU matter over there. The UU matter to me project, we're going to get to you. What was I doing down here? Why am I here? What was I doing? Solar panels! Of course, yes, that's what we were coming down here for. Hello, give me just one of them. I think that's all we need. One high voltage solar panel, and that'll already be replaced by now. And then maybe a big voltage converter, generator sort of a situation. What is it called? The big electric, I think? Yeah. Does that support high voltage? It does. Okay, we can build one of these, I think, without too much hassle. In fact, while we're down here in the basement, let's go around and pick up some of the parts that we'll need, so we'll just have them ready to go, because it kind of looks like everything we need might be down here already. What, we need 4 advanced circuits. This is almost like shopping, but at a store that you own, and you're in no way responsible for like maintaining stock or anything like that. You can just go in and take whatever you want. High voltage transformer. It's someone else's problem to deal with. Hey, did the boss come by and take one of these? Dang it, Javi! Why didn't you tell us you came over and took this? Oh, it's a lot easier if you have a high voltage... Oh, medium electric. No, we don't have those automated yet. Why don't we have this automated? Black or redstone, iron, and then it looked like bronze. I might have... No, it was definitely... it was definitely copper. There we go. That's the one I'm thinking of. It was 2 of those. It was 1 of those... iron doodahs, and a bit of redstone block. Big electric flux generator. So the way I sort of envision this working... Oh, you know what? we want it to keep running at night, right? Like that's, I'm just assuming. So we might want to go ahead and also grab, why is that in my offhand? Hold just a second. Let me just figure out what that's all about. What we might want to do is also go ahead and grab an MFSU. Didn't we automate those? I'm not crazy, right? I think those are back here. Is that what you are? Yeah. Great. That way it'll, because I don't think it'll consume all the power that's generated. And this way we can sort of make sure that at night, hopefully there's at least a little bit to keep it like trickle charging. Okay, so this is going to be like a beach-bound power generation system. Maybe we can build it sort of all around this. I doubt if it actually needs to have any sort of sunlight hitting the water. And this could be some sort of weird, right-off-the-shore contraption that sometimes you just see out in the water and you don't know what it is. You just assume it's the government up to no good because, you know, that tends to be what they're doing. All right, we want to have the big electric flux generator, like right there, and we need, that's the output, so we want that facing the other direction. I'm going to need to get a couple of tools out for this. We're definitely going to need this. I don't know if we'll necessarily need a flux cable. We'll get some. I don't know if we'll necessarily need a common wrench. What do you use on this machine? I think it's the wrench, or I'm sorry, the precision wrench. And you don't do that because that doesn't accomplish what you're going for at all. So that was the wrong move, all right? What we're going to actually do is place that back down, okay? And then we're going to hold down Shift and right-click, and that should reverse it to where that's facing there. And then we want to put down the MFSU, I don't know, maybe right here. And then we want to kind of swing that around in back that way, because that's the output, I think. And then the solar panel is going to go right here. And so that should be outputting power into here now. And it's working! Look at that, already extracting a fish. That is fantastic. And this just fishes all day long. And it looks like, are we producing enough power? Yeah, okay, the MFSU is filling up, which means, cool, so this thing is now like operational in that kind of a way where it's completely self-contained. We want to make it actually look, though, you know, the part. I understand that this is Minecraft and this is unnecessary, but if we sort of, do we have any more? Let's see, reinforced, watch this. There we go. So now it sort of looks like, instead of all of that free-floating out there, instead it is being actually held in place by these fences, right? At least that's what we're kind of going for. We're trying to make it look like machinery that is being suspended off the coast by all of this here. And then also we can put the output chest inside of here. So we'll get an obsidian chest and put it down right here. And then to get the items out of over there and into here, do we actually want to do it like that? Because the thing is, it would be nice to have it configured in such a way that it wasn't going to overflow. What I was thinking about doing was putting a just a regular pipe and a pipe pulser on there to pump the items over. But in the event that the chest fills up, that won't work. Oh my gosh, look at this leather boots! This thing is working so well. I guess the easiest thing we can do, and yeah, you know what, we've had trouble with them in the past, but they've been there for us in situations like this. The good old item translocator might be the exact tool for the job. So if we plop that on there, look at that, this is filling up, and we're not going to put gold on there because we don't need to. It's not catching items that quickly, and it will not overflow. So let's go ahead and get out some signs, alright? Warning. Automated fishing. Done here. No swimming. I don't know. I don't want people to get sucked up into the machine. Fishy finds. Why not? It's kind of in an inconvenient location because we didn't give him a way to get off of the porch unless he goes through his house. Because that's kind of creepy if you have a porch that people can sneak up on. I don't care for that. So in order to get here, he has to kind of go the long way around. Unless we use some gravel. And can we use this saw? I noticed that they have half slabs of gravel around here anytime there's like an incline, right? Which I think looks pretty cool. And I'm pretty sure you can accomplish that by just doing one of these. I don't know if it has to be like that. Yeah, it kind of looks like it's just like this. and you get these forge micro blocks, which are cool. And then you just lay them down. Are these... Oh, these are chisel and bits, actually. Well, they look the same. Well, actually, they don't. Oh, there's a slight color difference. And granted, these aren't going to be right next to each other like this, but if there's a color difference between those and the... Yeah, you know what? We better build the other one. We better go ahead and just build the other one. What is it? Chisel and bits? Let's see. What is their saw like? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Chisel and bits. What saw are you from? You're a forge microblock. This has an EMC value too. I guess we've just not built it before. Sticks and diamonds. Oh. Well, this is a handy location to find a crafting table. Delightful. I wonder if that belongs to Bramble, an individual I've not really spoken much with. There we go. And so we want to get rid of these. He can't be mad if we pollute the water, right? Because it's all gonna get destroyed anyway. I hope they're okay wherever they are. Because now that I think about it, we've not seen them. They've been gone for several in-game days. Did they go on like a... Maybe he took him on a fishing trip. That would be fitting, all things considered, and it would keep him distracted. Wow, okay, so that even makes them both directions. Although I'm sure they can be used either way, and it doesn't really matter. That's called chiseled sand gravel. That is called chiseled sand gravel. It doesn't appear to be special or unique from the last thing we did. But let's go ahead and make ourselves a little route behind the house here to this thing. Okay, well, love it or hate it, we've at least made a route around here that he can follow, and it kind of makes sense. Kind of keeps the business out of sight and out of mind, unless, of course, you're on the porch trying to enjoy a lovely morning and you hear... It actually doesn't make any noise in-game. So I don't know, maybe if in the real world that the characters reside in, it's going to be loud and annoying, but I think that's pretty good. And then finally, we did mention that we wanted to create infinite... fishing rods. Where is the bye-bye bag? Some things have got to go, okay? Some things are just getting a little bit out of control here, and I don't need glass panes or blue stained glass panes or hops. I think we're done with all of that. I think we can get rid of these chiseled sands and these chiseled sands and get rid of all of this. There we go. Destroy these hemp seeds. We do not need them. Finally, okay, the inventory's a bit more manageable now. Let's see what we can do with this. I want to keep this thing out of sight. I don't want it to be something he kind of has to actively look at. Should we put it in his room? We already have a chest tucked away in here. Maybe outside? Maybe right underneath the porch would be a good place for it? Or, do you want your fishing rods outside, actually, now that I've said that? Maybe right here in the corner? I don't want to clutter the room up too much. I don't know if you might want to add other things. We put this chest in here so we'd have a place to store his stuff. Am I overthinking this a little bit? I'm probably overthinking this a little bit. I could probably just drop it down right here in this corner. Oh, but what if he wants like a kitchenette here? And we talked about a couch and a TV. Let's just do it outside. We'll do it. We'll keep the fishing stuff outside. I'm sure that's sacrilege for some folks, but you're just going to have to deal with it. We'll put it down right here. Because I think that, yeah, that ought to be fine. So I want to keep all of this out of sight and out of mind. I'm trying to figure out a way to do that, right? Because if we have, let's say, this... If we have this here, okay, that has to have glowstone on top of it in order to operate. Or, I mean, it doesn't. But I think if you put a block on top of it, we could just leave that gap there. But at that point, that is so slow. But does it need to be fast? Fishing rods last a long time. I don't know if it matters, really. So what if we just had that? Hold on, okay, hold on just a second. Let me fill in all this extra digging I've done by mistake. In my errant fishing mistake here, okay? And then we will have the collector. We'll have a relay. We will have a condenser, and then we will have it generating the fishing rods. And what I was actually going to do was have an obsidian chest and then have the items be not hopped up, but use the item transfers to get these in here. But look at that, even just that's pretty quick, all things considered. I don't think that it minds having the relay right on top of it in the same way it did a block of dirt. This is about to be full. I don't like that that connects. That's a little bit bothersome, but I can deal with it. I don't need that to be moved over one block to be right behind this door. That's not something I need. I can learn to live with that. I don't need to fix it. And yet I am, and that's okay. At the end of the day, if Baz is not a fan of any of this, Baz can ask and I will change it, you know? If he wants the fishing pole, I mean, we could just have them being generated right outside here down by where he fishes. But that might also be, I don't know, not something he wants. There we go. Okay. Back to generating an absurd number of fishing rods. And should we go ahead and put a sign on it? Let's see. Baz's poles. It was that or Baz's rods, and that seemed a little bit, well. So that's operational. This is operational. And doing incredible things, although it does look like it stopped running. Is it because it's nighttime? No, it's still got plenty of power, and the MFSU is actually doing a pretty decent job. It looks like it might actually, well, maybe it won't. I wonder if it was full to begin with. I assume it wasn't. I assume it didn't fill up, so let's go actually to bed, and then we'll grab a cup. Well, you know what? No, we're not going to go to bed, because I want to make sure that what I'm about to do will be sufficient, because I'm going to add some more blue inverted lamps. I kind of like the look of it, now that we're done with it. I kind of like how it's shaping up. But I was going to add blue inverted lamps here, if they will go on top of these. There we go, to keep this lit up at night. Lovely. Maybe we should put a couple of them outside his door, too. Hopefully not to suggest that he wants company, because as we all know, he does not. Alright, I think we're done. I think we've got Baz's new place set up and ready to go. It looks pretty decent. Where is he? I just gotta find the fella. I don't know where he could have gone to. Do you think maybe they flew over here and they went to the train station? I suppose they might have, if they were curious. Oh, hold on. Is that them? Oh, yeah. Hey, fellas. Don't you think that having a train would be fun? Yeah, I do. I think it's great. What about you, Baz? Whatever, I don't care. Okay, well, hey, fellas, listen. I'm gonna go to bed, but how about in the morning, the two of you meet me at Baz's new place? Okay. I just hope you like it all and appreciate it all, because I tell you, we put a whole lot of work into it, and even if you don't like it, I'm dedicated to making the changes that you want. I just couldn't stand to see you be living in a tent and miserable anymore. So, you've been quiet this whole time. What do you think of the place? How do you feel about all this? Rees crafts. After the beast devoured our parents, I thought I would never feel joy again. Oh... Baz, Ferny, do you guys always feel that way? I didn't know that. I felt like the world had turned its back on me, so I in turn turned my back on the world. Brother, we've all experienced something like that. I'm sorry to hear it, though. But this, what you have done for me here today, it proves that there's still some goodness left in this world. Oh my goodness, we've inspired hope in this fella. Ferny, what do you say to that? You did it, Rees Craft! It's a Christmas miracle! It is! Sorry, Craftmas miracle! Oh, we did it, everyone! We've made someone's life better! We got this fella out of a tent that he's been living in for almost, or over a year. We've got him set up in this absolutely beautiful, albeit very odd-looking house. We've given them the gift of endless fish and also enchanting books. We might come take some of these sometimes. They could be useful. If something really good comes up in here, we might, you know, like tax it a little bit because we are providing the electricity. We did it though! Merry Christmas, everyone! Merry Christmas and thank you for watching. Goodbye!